Well, I think it's another nail driven into the coffin of Keir Starmer's political career, now that Tony Blair himself has come out and publicly attacked him for how he's going about his business as Prime Minister. Tony Blair, of all people now, many of today's problems in the UK can be traced back to Tony Blair's time in office. And why would he do this? Well, I reckon he was asked to, personally, by the Labour rebels, who recognise that Keir Starmer is toxic and the one reason they will lose the next general election if he led that party. Now, this is interesting because not long ago, Blair was telling Starmer to, and I quote, ignore vicious social media criticisms, end quote. But now he's come out and said, and I quote, raising taxes and failing public services are a good way to get the people dissatisfied, end quote. He then went on to say, and I quote, taking more money out of people's pockets would make them feel disillusioned with politics, unquote. And you know, for once, Tony Blair is spot on. Rachel from accounts, ever since she's become Chancellor, I mean, good Lord, she has taxed the working people of this country into beggary and buggery. And to what end? Well, to fund their woke vanity projects. They have raised our taxes significantly, not to spend on our own people and our own country. Oh no. Our taxes are going to help prop up asylum seekers and to overseas climate alarmists. And we're talking billions of pounds here. In fact, I go so far as to suggest that the only people who have benefited from a Labour government are the militant unions, especially the tube train drivers. They're doing well for themselves, really well. Now, what's interesting about Blair's burial of Keir Starmer here is that he goes on to encourage digital ID. We've always known that Blair is a big fan of digital ID, and that's socialism all over, isn't it? They want to micromanage people's lives. And if Starmer and Rachel from accounts did bring in this warped digital ID idea, then it would just make the government even more intrusive into our lives than it already is. And bear in mind, digital IDs will be coming next year in order to buy a drink in the pub. So yeah, slowly but surely this country is turning into communist China. People have already been jailed for social media posts. There are people in jail who are quite literally political prisoners. This government are criminalising political opponents and decriminalising the crooks. And besides, this is very hypocritical of Tony Blair, because when his government, which was then taken over by Gordon Brown, lost the election in 2010, the Chancellor of the Exchequer at the time left a note to the incoming Chancellor telling them there's no money left. So a former socialist Prime Minister who was really bad with people's money telling the current socialist Prime Minister to be careful with people's money is the epitome of irony. And it's weird, don't you think, that Keir Starmer has gone away for a holiday just 5 months into his job? I mean, that's pretty early, isn't it? Which makes me think he's actually gone away to consider his position. Now, don't take that to the bank, that's just a theory. You never know. But ever since there were mutterings of Labour ousting him, he decided to take this break. So make of that what you will. Anyway, there we go. I'm Paz49, thanks for watching. And until the next time, Roger Trout.